Carnation Evaporated Milk presents the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Information. Tell me, if a girl marries a sailor, where's a nice place for them to go on their honeymoon? Oh? You only give phone numbers? Well, that's silly. If she wants them, she can get all she wants from the sailor. Goodbye.
Gracie, what is this about a wedding?
Oh, yes, Blanche. Mrs. Nelson's daughter, Carol, is getting married, and we're going to have the wedding right here tonight.
You mean in this house? A wedding here tonight?
Yes, and so naturally you and Harry are invited. I'm just making out the list now.
Well, but Gracie, I don't seem to remember your mentioning a Mrs. Nelson or a daughter Carol. Are they relatives?
Oh, yes. Mrs. Nelson is Carol's mother, and that makes Carol her daughter.
No, I mean, honey, are they your relatives?
Oh, no, but Mrs. Nelson did me a tremendous favor once, and this is the first chance I've had to pay her back.
Oh, well, it's a wonderful way to pay her back. But isn't the wedding awfully sudden?
Oh, no. Carol's known she was going to marry this sailor for 6 months. In fact, he's known about it 2 weeks himself.
Yeah. See, honey, what are you going to wear?
My brand new green dress. It's upstairs on the bed.
Oh, I've got to see it.
All right, and Blanche, look, whatever you wear tonight, will you bring an extra large handkerchief?
Why?
Well, during the ceremony, you and I have to do all the crying for the bride's mother.
Isn't she going to be here?
Well, yes, but she's so glad to get rid of her daughter, she won't be able to cry. See now, the Thompsons, the Millers, the...
Gracie, have you seen my wife?
Well, that's a silly question. I see her every day. She lives next door.
Gracie, will you tell her to come home and fix my eggs?
Yeah, well, I'll tell her, but it won't pay to fix them. Once they're broken, it's cheaper to buy new ones.
Gracie, your dress is beautiful.
Oh, do you like
it?
So, you know, Blanche, with the bride and groom, there'll be about 45 people.
Oh? Well, isn't that going to be an awful lot of work for you, Gracie?
Oh, no, I'm not lifting a finger. The Savoy Catering Company is doing everything.
Oh. Say, Gracie, doesn't this take you back to your wedding day?
Oh, yes.
Me too. Look, if you had it to do all over again, would you marry George?
Well, of course. Wouldn't you marry Harry?
Well, of course.
Oh, sure. I wouldn't change George for Cary Grant.
And I wouldn't change Harry for Clark Gable.
What's so funny? What are they laughing at? I'll admit that Harry Morton is no Gable. Yeah, I was taken once for Grant. Fella on the street says, "Aye, General." Ridiculous to think that I look like General Grant. People who saw us together never thought so. How about this wedding at my house tonight? You know, this can cost me about $1,000, and so far I haven't even been invited. I don't know the bride, the groom, the parents, or the guests. But here's the kind of a guy I am. So it costs $1,000. It's going to make somebody else happy. Let somebody else pay for it, because I'd like to save the money. But I'll get stuck. And weddings cost money. A couple of months ago, Gracie and I went to a wedding right here in Beverly Hills. A tremendous affair. After the wedding ceremony, about 300 men lined up to kiss the bride. You never saw a sadder-looking bunch in your life. A lot of them thought they were kissing her for the last time. I don't want to mention who the bride and groom were, but this wedding ceremony and the reception lasted 12 hours, which, by the way, was 6 hours longer than the marriage lasted. I knew this marriage wouldn't last long. I'll tell you why. When the bride threw the wedding bouquet from the balcony, she ran down and caught it herself. Gracie and I had a very simple wedding. Matter of fact, we eloped. We didn't intend to. What happened was I went over there to introduce myself to Gracie's father. I said, Mr. Allen, I'm George Burns. I put out my hand, and he stuck a ladder into it. Anyway, after Gracie came down the ladder, we got into a cab, and before the cab pulled away, I said, Mr. Allen, you don't even know me. How can you trust me? He says, I don't. That's why I'm holding onto the ladder. Well, I got Gracie, he's got the ladder, and we're all... Who's that? Get a load of him. I wonder what he did when he was alive.
Yes?
Bonjour, madame. I'm Monsieur Robert of the S1E Catering Company.
Oh. Pickles. Come on in.
Merci beaucoup, madame. Merci.
What did you say your name was?
Monsieur Robert of the S1E Catering Company.
Oh.
My assistants are in the driveway.
Oh.
Pierre, Henri, commencez à décharger les fleurs. C'est ici que le mariage aura lieu.
Oh, my, you speak French beautifully. How long have you been in this country?
Only 2 years, madame.
Oh, my, you must have had a wonderful teacher. I've been here all my life, and I can't speak French at all.
Now we must get very busy.
All right.
I have here a sample menu.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see how you like it. How many guests are you expecting?
Oh, about 46.
46? Sacre bleu, but this room is much too small. C'est impossible d'avoir un mariage dans une pièce comme ça, mais non, c'est impossible. Oh, madame, but you have a beautiful patio.
Oh, thank you. That's because I watch my diet.
I mean, we will have the wedding outside. Pierre? Non. Nous allons avoir le mariage dehors. Nous aurons l'arcade près de la porte.
Mais le soleil gâtera les fleurs. C'est mieux près de la piscine.
Près de la porte?
La piscine.
La porte! You must excuse Pierre. He wants to have the flowers by the pool. I want them by the door. It's much better. He is very nervous.
Oh, why don't you teach him to bite his nails?
Oui.
Yeah.
Did you notice there is pâté de foie gras on the menu?
Oh? Well, we'll just throw this one away and get a clean one.
Pierre! La porte!
La piscine.
La porte!
La piscine.
La porte! How do you like the menu, madame? Now, may I see the kitchen?
Oh, well, certainly. It's right this way. La porte! Here it is. How do you like it?
Oh, it's very nice. Wonderful indeed. Now, do not worry about tonight, madame.
All right.
We will bring 30 chickens and all the corn, peas, potatoes, and salad they can eat.
Oh, well, that takes care of the chickens. Now, what will the guests eat?
Leave everything to me, madame.
Oh, all right. Now, I'll do just...
I see that you are a big user of carnation milk.
Mm-hmm. And it's contented, you know.
I use it in all my cooking. Why, I've been making a cream soup with carnation for 22 years.
Oh, my goodness. When it's finished, I'd love to taste it. I'll bet it'll be delicious.
I think I'll take a breath of fresh air. Excuse me.
Yes, all right.
Pierre! Combien de fois faut-il vous dire de mettre l'arcade près de la porte?
Combien de fois faut-il vous dire ce n'est pas bien près de la porte, la piscine? La piscine!
Oh, he's still nervous, huh? Say, tell me something. If you don't wind that every day, will it run down? Oh, wait, excuse me just a minute. Yes, George?
Where's the mate to this shoe? I can't find it.
Oh, that's the pair you told me to get half sold?
That's right.
Well, this is the half I didn't sell.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Monsieur Robert, I want you to meet my husband. George, this is Monsieur Robert. Robert is taking care of everything for the wedding.
Oh, wonderful. I thought I'd have to pay for it. Thank you, Robert.
Oh, but, monsieur, you are paying. Here is an estimate for your approval.
Oh, well, I'll look at it and check this later. Will we bow again before I exit?
Now, Monsieur Robert,
Oui, madame.
I want everything to be just as nice as you can make it for Carol's wedding, because her mother once did me a terrific favor.
Now, do not worry, madame. The patio will be a scene of beauty.
Yes?
The flowers will harmonize with the gowns. The bridesmaids will wear pastel organdy.
Oh.
The bride, Carol, will wear a gown of white satin. And lilies will be floating on the pool.
Well, Lily can put it right back on again. This is going to be a respectable wedding.
You do not understand, madame. Lily is not a lady.
She certainly isn't, and I don't even want her here.
Do you know that the orchids and the bridal arch cost $300? We should use dandelions. We're only on every other week. I spoke to Gracie. I said, look, Gracie, this boy is a sailor. Why doesn't the captain of a ship marry him? And she says, don't be silly. The captain is already married. I try to find out who this woman is who did this wonderful favor for her, but I can't corner her long enough.
Blanche, you in here?
Oh, our neighbors, the Mortons.
I'm helping Gracie, Harry. Come on in. Come on, waiter, please put this, I think right here on this table will be just fine. Uh-huh, that's
Blanche.
wonderful.
I just got this note you left for me. I will not be best man at this wedding.
Well, of course, Harry. Whatever you say, darling. Anything you say. I'll be able to finish up here. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, you are. Gracie is counting on you.
Blanche, I don't even know these people that are getting married. Why can't George be best man?
Well, George doesn't know them either. And besides, Gracie says he gets very nervous at weddings. At their wedding, he shook so hard he could hardly get the money out of her purse to pay the minister.
I will not be the best man.
Oh, Harry, you're going to spoil everything. Don't you have any romance? Why, when I think about our wedding, I can hardly keep from crying.
Your control is better than mine is.
You're going to be best man. This boy's coming all the way from San Diego. He's a sailor, and the Navy's given him 24 hours to get married.
You must have hit an admiral. They really threw the book at him.
Pardon, is Madame Burns here?
Well,
We are having trouble with the lights, you know.
well, I'll call her for you. Gracie, Robert wants to see you.
Coming.
Non, non, imbécile, idiot! Oh, quelle bêtise, mon Dieu, que vous êtes stupide!
Taille la moustache de votre père.
Oh, hello, Harry. Yo, don't come near me. My nails are drying. You want to see me, Pierre?
Oui, madame.
Yeah, Monsieur Robert. I get mixed up, you know,
Oui,
the names.
madame. I wanted to see you because Monsieur Henri wishes me to ask you, do you know where the fuse box?
Oh, well, let me see now. No, I give up, Henri. Where is it?
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a dit? Ah, n'importe. On emploiera les bougies. Madame, et coucou.
Oh, et coucou!
Say, Blanche, you understand French. What did they say about me?
They said you were very pretty.
Oh, really? Is that what cuckoo means? I've been getting compliments all my life, and I never knew it.
Blanche, why is Gracie giving this wedding? I mean, this is going to cost George a fortune.
The bride's mother did Gracie a great favor, and Gracie never forgets.
Neither does an elephant, but I wouldn't want to be married to one.
no, I don't mind.
Very funny, very funny.
Listen, you've got no squawk coming because you've had a very full life with me.
Yeah, what's it been full of?
Now, just a minute.
Hi, folks.
Oh, hello, Mr. Vontel.
Hello, Harry.
Hi, Harry. Hey, this is going to be quite a wedding tonight. I saw Gracie outside, and she said the cutest thing.
I'll bet she did.
I saw all those fellas putting the flowers around on the patio, and I said to Gracie, what are they, delphiniums? She said the tall one might be, but the two I met are Frenchmen.
Congratulate my husband. He's going to be best man tonight.
Well, hold it a minute. I'm sorry to stop the show, but I got to tell you about Bill Goodwin. Bill Goodwin is going to New York to be starred in his own television show, and we want to wish him every success and happiness. And from now on, Harry Von Zell will be a permanent member of our cast. And I know you're going to like him because Harry is a fine personality. Okay, on with the show.
Wonderful, Harry. Oh, boy. It's going to be a great night tonight. You know something? I am crazy about weddings.
Oh, you are, huh? Are you married?
Yeah, hey, that's a funny thing. People have been asking me that question ever since the time I fell into a concrete mixer.
That proves you're single. If you were married, you wouldn't remember falling into a concrete mixer.
But, Blanche, well, you think that's funny?
No, but if I don't laugh at it, he'll tell it again. Come on, comedian. Let's bring the nuts to the patio.
Well, I would help. Oh, no, Gracie asked me to get some candles for the wedding. And Bill Goodwin asked me to mail him some cigars.
You know, I hope Harry doesn't spend over 64 cents for those candles. I just added up that wedding bill, and that's all I've got left. $2,000 is a lot of money to spend on a wedding when you don't know the people. But maybe they'll name their first child after me. Jerky. Well, let's go to the grocery store and see how Von Zell is doing.
I know you'll want to have one of these free carnation recipes.
Why, thank you.
Who are they? I've never seen them in my life before. 10 to 1 they'll finish up at the wedding.
When you bake your cake and your icing with the carnation recipe, here's exactly how it'll taste. Go ahead, help yourself.
It's light as a feather. And it's so moist, it's delicious.
Huh?
That icing is perfect.
You betcha. You can make cake just like that every single time with carnation, evaporated milk, and cake mix if you simply follow the recipe. That's all you have to do. Now, my wife made this cake right here this morning. And that icing you like so much, well, she made that in a jiffy, the quick carnation way.
Well, I'm not married, but I'd certainly like to know how to make a cake like this.
Charge these candles to George Burns.
Harry!
Janet! Gee.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Why, it's been a year.
Yeah, Janet, be careful of the candles.
I won't break them.
No, but I think you're melting a few. I've got to get these candles over to the Burnses for a wedding. Say, why don't you come along?
Oh, I adore weddings, but first let this gentleman finish telling me how to make a good cake.
Yeah. A cake? Oh, no, come on, Janet, let's go into the wedding.
But, Harry, if I don't learn how to do these things, how will I ever attract a man?
Come on, let's go.
Okay, you can tell me about carnation and cake mix some other time.
Yeah, sure. Hold it, wait a minute. He's telling you how to make a cake with carnation evaporated milk?
Why, certainly.
Well, let me pull up my knee and sit down.
Harry, they're waiting for these
Oh,
candles.
yeah, you know, Janet, the carnation people have these displays in grocery stores all over the country, isn't that right?
Yes.
May I?
Oh, of course.
Oh, boy. Now there's cake. What is cake? Isn't that delicious? And you know, there's no secret to making a cake like this, Janet. Any cake mix that calls for milk, you take carnation, add an equal amount of water, stir, and bake according to the package directions.
Well, that sounds easy enough.
That's right.
Very simple. And this icing, every woman should have the recipe for this icing. Creamy, delicious tasting, and so simple and easy to make. You see, these carnation recipes are in grocery stores everywhere, and they're free. You just go in and help yourself.
Well, thank you, but the gentleman already gave me one, Harry.
Well, I'll guarantee you'll get the most delicious cake and icing you ever tasted. You mind if I have another?
Oh, of course, help yourself.
Excuse me.
Harry, you don't have to do that. Just a moment. Look, I'll get the carnation and the cake mix, and I'll make you a cake just like this one tonight.
Well, that's fair enough. Then we can go to the wedding. Say, why don't you come along? The food is going to be sensational.
Swell, I love weddings.
Good.
Oh, wait a minute, I'll tell my wife. She's out in the car.
You'll get your...
Hey, Mabel, get the kids. We're going to a wedding.
You know, I think this wedding is getting out of hand. I felt bad because I didn't know who the bride and groom were. I just met 60 people on my patio who didn't know who I was. I'd get some more food, but I got no place to put it.
Oh, you girls just look beautiful. Now, wait, I want George to see you. Oh, you're going to be just such beautiful bridesmaids. It's just lovely to see you.
Thanks, Mrs. Burns. We just saw Carol upstairs in her bridal gown, and she looks stunning.
Oh, you know, that sailor's very, very lucky to get a girl like Carol. She looks like an angel.
Well, you know the old saying, marriages are made in heaven.
Yes, but in this case, I'm glad it's here. It's nearer San Diego.
Gracie, did you...
Oh, George, I want you to meet the bridesmaids. This is Nellie, and this is June.
Nellie? June?
Yeah, you know, June is going to get married next week.
Oh? Are you marrying a sailor too, June?
Oh, no, I'm marrying a used car salesman.
Well, if you love him, it doesn't make any difference whether he's used or new.
That's right, June. And if you don't like him, you can always have him retreaded.
Well, of course.
We better go help Carol.
Okay, goodbye, girls.
Goodbye.
Well, George?
Gracie, the bride couldn't look prettier than you do.
I do look cuckoo, don't I?
Which way do the girls go? I need a little help.
Madame Burns,
Yes.
we have a problem. With so many unexpected guests, we may not have enough food to go around.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what you do. Just give everybody extra large portions and nobody will notice it.
Look, Robert.
Monsieur, I will manage. Good. Pierre! Pierre, je vous le dis pour la dernière fois, mettez l'arcade près de la porte!
Écoutez-moi, Robert. Cette arcade va mieux près de la piscine, comme je la disais. Et c'est là où je la mettre. Laissez-moi tranquille.
La porte! I feel very sorry for Pierre. You know, he is right.
Well, if he's right, why don't you do it his way?
I'm a very stubborn man.
Gracie, will you sit down? I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to find out about this.
Say, Henri! Henri, give everybody a handful of rice to throw, but be careful, it's still hot.
Did you say the rice was still hot?
I cooked it so it wouldn't hurt the bride and groom.
Well, why don't you have them throw Jell-O? It's softer.
Oh.
Sit down. I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, the Nelsons. This is the bride's parents. This is my husband, George.
Mrs. Nelson? Mr. Nelson? How do you do?
Oh, Mr. Burns, we can't thank you enough for what you're doing for our Carol.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And this fine tuxedo you bought me.
I bought the tuxedo?
Yes, isn't it lovely?
Yes.
How do you think it fits? Huh?
Nice. A little tight around my wallet, but nice.
Oh, because of you, Carol and her husband will be happy for the rest of their lives.
Well, I just hope they live that long so they can enjoy it.
I hope I do, too, so I can pay for the wedding.
We'll never forget this, Mr. Burns. And if you're in Pomona at any time, drop in at the ranch. Huh?
Wonderful. I love grapefruit.
Yeah, it's good. I like them, too. Bring some with you, will you?
Yeah. Well, sit down, Gracie. I'd like to talk to you.
Charming.
Look,
Oh,
Gracie.
George, before you talk, I want to tell you something. You know, a little while ago, I was having a little talk with Carol about the facts of life.
Oh, you told her about that.
Yeah, well, you know, when I was a little girl, my mother told me
Well, naturally.
how the bees carry pollen from flower to flower on their feet. I even tried it, but believe me, it's nothing.
Well, I'm glad you told me. I was ready to take my shoes off.
Hey, look, everybody.
Oh, the wedding.
The wedding, the wedding.
Yeah.
Everybody, looks like the wedding.
You want to put both?
Well, the little...
Line up right here, facing this
Oh,
way.
the bride.
Beautiful.
Isn't she beautiful?
That's right from here.
All right, line up, everybody.
Line up here. That's right. Here we go. That's very nice.
There we go. Okay.
All the wedding march?
Okay.
Okay.
And look, Gracie, I'd like to ask you something. This cost me $3,600. What is the favor this woman did for you?
Oh, Mrs. Nelson, well, about 2 weeks ago, my car got stalled on Vine Street, and she was nice enough to give me a little push.
Maybe you can do something for her sometime. Let's go.
George and Gracie will be back in just a moment. In the meanwhile, while we're all thinking about weddings, here is a helpful hint that every bride should know. This is Fanny Farmer's famous Boston cookbook, and it says right here that the way to store your coffee so that it stays fresh longer is to keep your coffee jar or can turned upside down in the refrigerator. It's a good suggestion. Freshness, you know, makes a great deal of difference in the way coffee tastes. And there's another thing that makes a big difference in the way coffee tastes, and I just happen to have it right here. Carnation evaporated milk. You see that? Carnation has the consistency of cream. It's heavy enough to whip. And there's good, rich cream in every drop. So, what does Carnation do for a large cup of coffee like this? Or a small cup of coffee like this one here? Well, Carnation will do just what you want it to do. Carnation will make any cup of coffee taste a lot better. See, Carnation gives coffee a rich, full-bodied flavor, a flavor that has plenty of good, solid satisfaction in it, and certainly that's what you want in coffee. Taste, flavor, goodness, and that's what Carnation gives you. A good many coffee lovers, millions of them, in fact, prefer Carnation in their coffee to cream. And there's one other thing. Carnation, the milk that whips, costs less than half as much as cream. So it pays off. It pays in economy as well as taste to cream your coffee with Carnation. And now here is Carnation's own contented couple, George and Gracie.
Thank you. Gracie, let's drink a toast to our sponsor.
All right.
Not yet. You see, tonight marks the beginning of our second year on television for Carnation.
Oh.
Not yet. So, to Carnation, may they always be contented. Now, Gracie.
Oh, look, aren't these flowers beautiful?
Oh,
Just a
yes, I
second.
will.
Oh, they're lovely.
I wonder who they're from.
Well, I wonder. Oh, dear. You know, wasn't I silly a year ago? Yeah, I thought I could get carnation milk by milking carnations.
Gracie, you certainly were.
Yes, but now when I milk a carnation, I don't expect anything.
Yeah, you're much smarter this year. Say
Yes.
good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Appearing in tonight's show were Maurice Marsac, Shepard Mencken, Steve Dunn, Noreen Michaels, June Whitley, and Walter McRae. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show will be back again in 2 weeks. This is Harry Bonzell saying good night for Carnation.